theme isn't just a tool for building a stronger movie, episode, book, or piece of music. Oh no, friends. It can also be used to build an entire season of television. Case in point, one of the thematically strongest seasons of television out there, the 4th season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you're not familiar with Buffy, the premise is that a young woman gets imbued with super strength so that she can go and fight demons and other nasties of the night. It takes the trope of a cheerleader being chased by a horror movie villain and turns it on its head by having that cheerleader square off against the bad guys. Originally a movie, Buffy would go on to become a 7-season critical darling, spawning the spin-off Angel, as well as comic books and a video game or two. The first 3 seasons take place in high school, with Buffy and her gang not only fighting demons but also having to deal with all the nastiness that comes with high school life. The 4th season, however, takes her characters out of high school and plunks them down into college. They're moving on, and that's what this season is all about. Thematically, Season 4 is about splitting apart and coming together to form a new, different, and hopefully stronger whole. Right off the bat, some characters are gone. Cordelia, Angel, and Wesley ventured off to the spin-off Angel. All the rest of our characters are in for some profound changes. Oz meets a sexy female werewolf who appeals to his bestial side. He cheats with her behind Willow's back, Willow being the one who appealed to Oz's human side. Oz and Willow break up and Oz, ashamed of himself, moves away. Willow discovers that she's gay and really begins her journey to becoming a powerhouse in her own right by becoming a witch. Xander doesn't go to college and feels left behind by the others. Giles, jobless, finds he's being replaced as the mentor of the teens. As for Buffy, at first she also feels left behind by the others who are all going through their own personal adjustments. But there's a silver lining. She meets up and starts dating Riley, and Riley leads us to a whole other branch of our theme tree. Riley is part of an elite army unit called the Initiative that is tasked with dealing with the nasties that pop up out of the Hellmouth. The guys of the unit are close-knit, and one of them resents Riley spending all of his time with Buffy. He feels that Buffy is weakening the unit as a whole. She's the Yoko Ono to their Beatles. This leads us to the season's big bad, Adam. Adam is the literal embodiment of the season's theme. He is made up of parts of soldiers, monsters, and cybernetics that were blown apart and then put back together, which is exactly what happened to all of our characters. Thrown out of high school into college, all of the main characters have had their own identities blown apart and they've had to reconstruct themselves into something new. This also becomes more literal in the climatic showdown. On their own, none of them stand a chance against Adam. He's just too powerful, but they discover a spell which will allow them to come back together, contributing the best of themselves, unifying to create one entity, a kind of super slayer. Off the top of my head, I'm pretty hard-pressed to think of other entire seasons of TV that come together so thematically well. I'd love to hear some suggestions if you have them. Of course, none of this explains the Cheese Man.